The hidden secret in Psalm 23 that can change your life forever. Are you under siege by pressure, or are you learning to trust the shepherd who walks beside you? The world does not promise an easy path. Yet in the ancient words of Psalm 23, there is a hidden secret that has carried millions of people through the darkest valleys of life. Adversity is not a barrier. It is the place where faith is forged. Welcome to the deeper meaning of Psalm 23. A message that can completely transform how you face fear, chaos, and uncertainty. The old way of thinking says you are alone in the struggle. But Psalm 23 begins with a powerful truth. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. This is the first secret. Life becomes lighter the moment you realize you are not walking through it alone. A shepherd protects, guides, and provides. And when you truly understand that truth, anxiety begins to lose its grip on your heart. The pressure you feel every day is not meant to destroy you. Sometimes it is the path that leads you closer to trust. When Psalm 23 says, "He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters," it is revealing something profound. Peace is not found when the world becomes quiet. Peace is found when your soul learns to rest in God's guidance. Even when the world is loud, cut through the noise of bills, responsibilities, and endless worries, the shepherd is still leading. Even when you cannot see the full path ahead. Many people spend their lives trying to control every outcome. But Psalm 23 teaches a different strategy for life. It says, "He restores my soul." Think about that for a moment. Your strength does not come from endless effort alone. Your strength comes from restoration. When your soul is renewed, your courage returns. Your clarity returns. Your purpose returns. This is the hidden rhythm of a resilient life. Rest, renewal, direction. Psalm 23 continues with words that have comforted humanity for thousands of years. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Life often feels like a maze. Decisions pile up. Confusion grows. Fear whispers that you might choose the wrong direction. But the shepherd leads. The secret is not perfect knowledge. The secret is trusting the one who sees the entire path. Then comes the verse that reveals the deepest power hidden inside Psalm 23. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Notice something important. The valley is not avoided. The valley is walked through. This is the second hidden secret. Faith does not remove hardship from life. Faith removes the fear that hardship will destroy you. The valley may be dark, but it is still a path. And every path leads somewhere. Psalm 23 continues with a powerful promise. "For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me." The rod represents protection. The staff represents guidance. Together they show that you are not abandoned in the storm. The shepherd is both defender and guide. When you understand this, something shifts inside your mind. Fear begins to loosen its grip. Because the battle is no longer yours alone. But Psalm 23 reveals an even deeper mystery. Right in the middle of the storm, it declares, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." Think about that image. Not after the battle. Not once the enemies disappear. But in their presence. This is the third hidden secret. God's provision does not wait for perfect circumstances. Blessings can appear even while problems surround you. While others see chaos. Faith sees preparation. While others see threat. Faith sees a table being set. And then Psalm 23 reveals something extraordinary. "You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows." Overflow. Not barely enough. Not survival. Overflow. This is the life that trust creates. A life where gratitude replaces fear. and abundance replaces constant anxiety. The final line of Psalm 23 holds perhaps the most life-changing promise of all. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Not sometimes. Not only during good seasons. All the days. Even the difficult ones. Because goodness and mercy are not distant hopes. They are companions walking behind you, following your path every step of the way. And the psalm ends with these peaceful words. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This is the ultimate destination. Not chaos. Not fear. But belonging. A place where your soul finally rests. Here is the hidden secret that changes everything. Psalm 23 is not only about comfort. It is about confidence. Confidence that you are guided. Confidence that you are protected. Confidence that every valley still leads somewhere meaningful. When you understand this, pressure stops feeling like an enemy. Instead, it becomes a reminder to return to the shepherd. To trust again. To walk forward again. Because the path of Psalm 23 is not the path of avoidance. It is the path of faithful courage. And once you learn to walk that path, your life will never feel the same again. But here is where the message of Psalm 23 becomes even deeper. Many people read this psalm as a comforting poem. But in reality, it is a strategy for living through chaos. Because the valley will come. Storms will come. Loss will come. Moments of uncertainty will appear without warning. Yet Psalm 23 quietly teaches something that most people overlook. The shepherd never promises that the valley disappears. Instead, he promises his presence inside the valley. And that changes everything. Because fear grows strongest when we believe we are alone. But when you understand the hidden message of Psalm 23, loneliness begins to fade. The shepherd walks with you, step by step, moment by moment, even when the night feels long, even when the path seems uncertain. This is why the psalm says, I will fear no evil. Notice it does not say evil disappears. It says fear loses its power. That is the transformation. Courage is not the absence of danger. Courage is the awareness that you are not abandoned in danger. And once your heart truly believes that truth, something remarkable begins to happen. Your perspective changes. The same valley that once looked like a place of defeat suddenly becomes a place of growth. The same challenges that once looked like enemies begin to look like teachers. This is the quiet strength hidden inside Psalm 23. It does not make you fragile. It makes you unshakable. Because when you trust the shepherd, the storm no longer controls your direction. Then comes one of the most mysterious promises in the entire psalm. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Imagine that moment. The battle has not ended. The opposition is still there. And yet a table appears. A place of provision. A place of calm. A place of blessing. Right in the middle of the conflict. This image reveals a powerful spiritual principle. Your greatest breakthroughs often appear in the middle of your greatest battles. Not after the struggle, but during it. The table represents something deeper than physical provision. It represents divine preparation. While you are worrying about survival, God may already be preparing the next chapter of your life. While you are focusing on the storm, heaven may already be setting the table for your future. That is why Psalm 23 continues with these unforgettable words. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. In ancient times, oil represented honor, healing, and blessing. To be anointed meant you were chosen, protected, and valued. And notice the result. Not a half-filled cup. Not barely enough. An overflowing cup. The hidden message is simple but powerful. When your life is guided by faith, Your story is not defined by scarcity. It is defined by overflow. Overflow of strength when you thought you had none left. Overflow of wisdom when confusion surrounds you. Overflow of grace even when mistakes fill your past. This is why the final promise of Psalm 23 is so powerful. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Think about the word follow. Goodness is not something you chase. Mercy is not something you earn. They follow you. Quietly. Faithfully. Through every chapter of your life. Even the chapters that feel broken. Even the seasons that feel uncertain. And that leads to the final destination of the psalm. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This is more than a future promise. It is a picture of belonging. A life where your soul is anchored. A life where fear no longer decides your direction. A life where peace is not controlled by circumstances. This is the hidden secret in Psalm 23 that can truly change your life forever. You are not wandering through life alone. You are being guided. You are being protected. You are being prepared. The valley is not the end of your story. It is only a passage. The shepherd is leading you somewhere. Somewhere higher. Somewhere better. Somewhere you cannot yet see. So when the next storm appears in your life, remember this ancient truth. Walk forward. Not with panic, but with quiet confidence. Because the same shepherd who leads through green pastures also leads through dark valleys. And every step you take with him brings you closer to a life filled with peace, purpose, and overflowing grace. The path is already set before you. The shepherd is already walking ahead. All that remains now is for you to trust him enough to keep walking.